What is up, everyone? It's Monday, June 22nd. They just keep ticking by, don't they? I hope you had a great weekend, got a chance to decompress, relax, recover, stretch, do some fun things, because we're ready to get back after it this week, so I hope you are too. Today, we're going to start off with a 400-meter run, and then we're going to hop right into our warm-up. Dynamic range of motion, as usual. And then we're going to go one time through instead of rounds. One time through at an easy day, the word of the day, deliberate pace. What that means for you, you're going to have a bunch of reps and just do them with intention. Make sure that you're moving through this with a quality action versus just trying to get through it. We're warming the system. We're priming the system. We're going to start out with 30 mountain climbers. However you want to do them, just get here. You can alternate your feet. You can not touch your front foot. Just keep them underneath you, however you feel more comfortable. And then 30 hollow rocks. Guys, I know for some of us this is a tough position. On the hollow rock, if you're having a hard time with it, maybe do a few to get started, to practice them. It's a great transfer skill. If you still have trouble with it, go ahead and grab about a 30-second hold if you can, just a static hollow hold. Banded good mornings. Let's talk about this one just for a second. For those of us that have a band at home, or even in the gym, your focal point is getting some tension. So the beauty of this movement, if you can hear me, the beauty of this movement is that when we come down into a good morning position, which is keeping our back flat, feeling our hamstrings tighten up, shoulders pinned, the band is pulling us down, but we've relaxed the resistance, and we feel that resistance as we come up, versus a barbell, which has that constant resistance in it because of the weight. The beauty of the band, it puts a little bit more resistance in the top, makes for a little bit more activation with this movement. So be really intentional in moving with this and pushing those hips back, and make sure you're feeling it all the way through. 30 reps of that. And then we're going to do 30 air squats. I'm going to throw a side note at you. If you want, you can stay like this, and you can even get a little bit more activation in your squat by doing banded squats. A little bit of resistance on those doesn't necessarily hurt. If not, just take the band off, do 30 air squats. Really focus on that flat back and keeping good form through that movement. Next one is push-ups, up to 30 reps, because 30 reps of push-ups can be a limiting number for a lot of folks. I don't want you getting tired out on this. If it's easy for you, go ahead and do it. If 30 is a lot, just knock them down a little bit to something in your comfort range. And then 15 tempo ring rows, 3 seconds down, 3 seconds up. 15 will be plenty because we are doing a tempo. That means let yourself down, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Simple as that. Now we're warmed up, ready to rock. Today's workout should be fun. Overly, it can add up to a lot of reps. It's 60 reps of everything I'm about to go through. 2 rounds. So you have to be smart in what your weight is. Our max weight today is going to be 75 for guys, 55 for ladies. For some of us, that's going to feel light. For others, it may be a little heavy. If you want to branch out on this, go ahead. But I'll describe kind of the intention with that. There's that word again. With your weight. So 30 overhead squats to start. I would say in determining your weight, you probably should be able to do 20 to 30 reps without putting the bar down. I think I can do 30 reps at 75. I may have to pause a little bit in the middle just to catch my breath. But 30 can be a lot in the overhead squat range weighted. So be smart with it. That'll probably be your limiting factor on all of this. 30 pull-ups. We're getting back into pull-ups. So we're going to double the reps this week. If you haven't done any yet, go ahead and cut that number down because 60 is probably going to be a lot for you, and you'll get some good bicep soreness, so we don't need that for the next few days. So maybe you drop them down to 15 to 20 if you're still not comfortable hitting that 60 rep total range. Instead of pull-ups, let's do ring rows if you need to substitute those out today. Go ahead and do all 30 reps. Just situate yourself the best you can with those to make it through those 30 reps. And then 30 clean and jerks. It's light, so you should be able to, again, move through it pretty well. Touching the ground, to the shoulder, over the head. 30 clean and jerks. It's a clean and a jerk, not a clean and a push press. So we're turning it over, and you are set here. You can jerk there, but we are looking for that jerking movement, not just that. And then 30 alternating front rack lunges. You'll bring the bar here, step, step, or you can step backwards, whichever one you prefer. We're going to do that for 2 rounds. Time-wise, it'll be fairly quick. Under 15 minutes. I think you'll see some fast times under 10, but I think the majority is going to be somewhere between that 10 and 15 minute range, just because the reps are a little bit higher with some slower movements, if you will. Guys, if we don't have a barbell today, you can use your dumbbells or your kettlebells. If you'd like to do a single dumbbell overhead squat, you can do that. I'm not warmed up enough to show you that today. It's a very difficult movement. It takes me a little while to get warmed up for that. So if you have a dumbbell or a kettlebell and you're comfortable doing an overhead squat, go ahead and do that. If not, you can use your PVC, or we just take the overhead out of it completely and hit a goblet squat, or if you just have one, if you have 2 dumbbells or kettlebells, you can do a front rack squat instead. 30 pull-ups or bent rows. Most of us who have dumbbells probably don't have a pull-up bar. If you have a pull-up bar, great. You can hit that. If you have rings and can do ring rows, great. Just adjust as you need to. But if not, you can use your single dumbbell and do 30 on one side and then 30 on the left to get the equivalent pulling. And if you have 2 dumbbells and you're using those, let's go ahead and just get 30 reps of the double dumbbell bent row or kettlebell. Clean and jerks. If you have a single dumbbell, we'll do 30, but you're just going to alternate every 5, okay? If you feel like your dumbbell's lighter, you can up the reps a little bit, maybe to 50 on each side, just to get you a little bit more response on that. That's how we adjust for weights versus reps, right? But if you have just one, you can do boom, touch, boom, and then every 5 switch sides. If you have 2, makes no difference, touch, turn, there. I will make note of this, if you have 2 kettlebells, or even if you have 1, it makes more sense to come from between your feet if you have 2 here. I think we talked about this last week in a video. Here versus outside. You can't, it's really hard to clean from the outside with a kettlebell. Rotate your hand in, turn it, and now you're ready to push jerk over the top. And then lastly, front rack lunges. Wow, we did some of these last week too. Hold it in a front rack position. If you have 2, great. If you have 1, just alternate every 5 reps. Guys, body weight only. We're going to do 2 rounds for time, 30 squat jumps. If you don't have any weight, 30 squat jumps, 30 table pull-ups, pull-ups if you have a bar or you're at a park or something like that that has a place to do pull-ups, or odd object bent rows. If you have something that you can do a bent row with, a backpack full of weight of some form, do that. Same rules apply. If it's a bigger backpack, you can use it both. If it's 1, let's get 30 on each side. 30 burpees in place of the clean and jerk, because a burpee is a full body movement just like a clean and jerk. So you get some full body hip hinging and pressing. And then 30 alternating lunges or jump lunges. Just get them here. If you're comfortable doing jump lunges for just an added burn with that to help equate to weight, you can do that. Or you can take your odd object, hold it up here on your shoulder or somewhere, and do 30 lunges like that, 2 rounds for time. Have some fun with that one today. It should be a good one. And then once we cool down, we're going to get 2 times 1 minute banded shoulder distraction in here. If you don't have a band, you can skip this, or my recommendation, find yourself a couch, a bed, something like that. Get your arm up and drive your arm down through your shoulder with your thumb pointed up. It's the same idea. If you have a band, we're going to hang it from a high point and get right here with the band pulling on your shoulder. The only difference with the band and that movement is you don't have that pulling to help you overstretch that joint. And then we'll have a 2.5 minute couch stretch. In here, we'll utilize the boxes at home, do it wherever you want to, and then try to hit the HomeWOD at some point today so you can really work on those problem areas. I hope you have fun with it today. Happy Monday. I look forward to the rest of the week.